Hello, my name is Pavel and I'm the director of Living Water film, which you are about to see. It's a bit weird to shoot myself in my bedroom like this, but I can't be there with you, and I was asked to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about the film and kind of reflect, at least briefly, on this topic of resistance. I have a history with Northern Europe. For 2 years I studied in Tallinn in visual anthropology program led by Carlo Cubero and his colleagues. So maybe for those of you in the room interested in ethnographic film or film and social anthropology in general, check it out. It might be quite interesting for you. And this actually led me to the creation of my own or our own ethnographic film program in Switzerland, where I later relocated, which last year turned into a regular film festival. So it's not bad. I know what you're going through, dear festival organizers. It's amazing to run your own cultural event, and it's tiring as hell sometimes. So fingers crossed for next year's events. I hope you get the necessary support you need and you ask for from the state institutions and community actors and so on. Now maybe a little bit about the current moment in which we meet. I think it's important to acknowledge that there is something terrifying, absolutely terrifying going on right now in Ukraine. And it might cloud a lot of our judgment of what matters in current politics in Europe and beyond. It's a huge topic, but I'm comparing it with the one perhaps more hopeful sensation, and this is the one linked with the current state of the pandemic. There might be this sense that we survived, at least many of us did. My condolences to everyone who lost his or her closest friends or relatives. But there is this mixture of terrifying feelings and hopeful feelings, perhaps. And I want to point out that there is something even more significant, perhaps, behind all of that, which is a climate change. Before 2020, I was part of a climate movement or environmental movement, if you will, and you and I'm sure many of you in the room, we were marching in the streets, demanding changes in the ways economy is set and the politics is done, because whether we like it or not, the place where we live, the industrialized modernity, so-called Western industrialized modernity, has its inherent flaws. And it's up to you and me and many others to change that. And maybe this is a part of the framework in which I created Living Water. In 2020, I released the film after 1 year of living in Jordan. It's a film that maybe at the edges you might sense that being a humanist in this old-fashioned way is important, but old-fashioned is not enough, perhaps. We need to go beyond human, because this is our current predicament in a sixth mass extinction. We just can't continue thinking about ourselves as humans first. For the sake of our own survival, we have to think about the global community of all living beings at once. We have to drastically change economy, the way energy is produced, and eventually even the politics itself. These are huge topics, and I just want to make us mindful, and I want to encourage you as leaders of this resistance that don't feel despair. However big these tasks might feel, it must be done because there is no other way. Anthropology pushes you into challenging your own comfort zone and perhaps challenging comfort zone of others for different reasons. And I think this is the inherent and I think most important task of anthropology in 21st century. And we need to keep pushing our imagination, including the imagination of what it means to be human itself. Hopefully cinema has a role to play, and this is the type of resistance I'm encouraging everyone to try and to fight for. So thank you very much for watching Living Water. Let me know what you think about it. Enjoy the festival.